Pam here from Creative Homescaping. Today I'm participating in a collab hosted by Angela of Angela's Hangout and Rolanda of Rolanda B. They've created this collab called It's All About You, and they have asked us to make a video showing and telling what we like to do in our spare time when we have time to relax and maybe just pamper ourselves. So stay tuned. So you may be wondering why I'm wearing this hat and scarf, and I will tell you in just a minute. But the first thing I want to say is when I have time to relax and not have to do anything else, I really do like to just relax and be lazy. I may curl up with a cup of tea or coffee and a good book. And here's one I got for Christmas. My husband gave it to me, and I am one of those people that if I get a book, I have to read the thing straight through. So I can never start a book in the evening because then I'll want to stay up all night long reading the book till I finish it. So when I get a book like this one, I need to start reading it in the morning, and then I want to spend all day reading it. So I better not have anything else to do that day. I just cannot pick it up and put it down and start and stop. I just get so into it. And this book is by Dan Brown. It's called Origin. And if you like intrigue and mystery type books, this is a good book. It's about technology and mystery and intrigue. So I would recommend it if you like that type of book. The other thing I like to do maybe when I'm just in a relaxing mood is to, in the evening, have a glass of wine with my husband, maybe watch a movie with him, and just spend some time together. However, if I have some spare time and I'm feeling more energetic, then I like to do some hobbies. And that brings me to the hat and the scarf. One of the things I like to do is to knit. And I made this hat and scarf. I'll hold it up a little closer so you can see the detail. This is called stockinette stitch. This is called garter stitch. And I had some leftover yarn from a blanket project I was doing, so I made this scarf, and then I made this hat. It's sort of a little beret shape, and then, now of course my hair is all messed up. But it is a ribbed pattern of the stockinette and the garter, and then it has a rolled edge to it. So I learned to knit when I was little. One time when I was sick, I was complaining to my mother I was bored, so she taught me how to knit. I knit continental style, which is where you hold the yarn in your left hand. Most Americans hold the yarn in their right hand, but because my grandmother was from Finland and she learned to knit the way the continental Europeans do with the yarn in the left hand, that's how she taught my mom, and that's how my mom taught me. And I have tried it both ways, and I find the continental style is actually faster for me. But that's a hat and scarf. I've also made blankets for people, and I've also made other pieces of clothing. So this is a sweater I made for my husband. It also has a mix of the garter and stockinette stitch at the top of the sweater, and then down below here, I don't know if you can see that, it has this cable knit pattern. This took me a while to do, so when I make a piece like this that has a more complicated stitch, I sometimes get tired of knitting, and my hands sometimes get a little sore if I knit too much. So I don't knit that frequently, even though I like to do it, but it's to preserve my hands basically. And then the other thing I like to do when I get time is to sew. I have made a lot of the home decor in my house. In fact, I've made over some rooms several times because I changed the colors I wanted to put in there. And I may be doing a window treatment soon. So if you'd like to see that, please leave me a comment down below and I'll show you as I work through that. I still haven't decided quite what I want to do for that window yet, but it's for my guest room, which we recently changed the color scheme in. But the other thing that I have done is I've made quilts. I don't do it very often, but I did save material from things I made for my daughters when they were little to use in some quilts. When they were little, I used to like to surprise them with new outfits. So after they would go to bed in the evenings, I would sew little outfits for them. And with the remnants of material that were left over, I would cut them into squares, 2-inch squares. So when my older daughter graduated from college, I put together this quilt. It's a memory quilt. All of the squares have fabric from outfits that I made for her that she wore when she was little. And I'm actually in the process of putting one together for my younger daughter. Some of the same material, because she did wear some of the same dresses, we had saved them. And then some other in different colors. But this kind of a aqua, pale turquoise, pale teal color, that's one of my daughter's favorite colors. So I use that a lot in this quilt. And then because she was a music major, let me turn this around a little bit. In college, she plays the oboe. She's a classical musician. I found some fabric that had a musical score on it, and I used that for the backing. You may wonder why I say I'm doing this to relax. Well, I hand stitched this entire quilt. None of it was sewn on the machine. Not even the binding, nothing. I sewed everything by hand. I don't think I'm going to go to that extreme with the other one that I'm putting together now, although I did hand piece all of the blocks that I'm making. But every single bit of this, including the quilting, sewing of the binding, I did just sitting on the couch with a needle and thread. And it took me some time, obviously, because this is a pretty big quilt. It'll fit on a twin-size bed. Not cover it like a bedspread, but it will cover the whole twin bed. So this was definitely a labor of love. But I do also make clothes sometimes, and in fact I even made my wedding dress and the clothes for my attendants in my wedding. So I may insert some pictures of those, as well as some of the window treatments and home decor items I've made for the house. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I had a lot of fun putting it together, although I must say, this is the third time I filmed it because my camera was acting up the first 2 times. So hopefully this one has worked. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I post videos at least twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, on how to creatively decorate and manage your home. Sometimes I post extra videos during the week as well. So I hope you'll consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button down below. Thanks for tuning in today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.